Okay, so we continue. Remember, we started by looking at mole-to-mole calculations, where we were given number of moles and then asked to calculate number of moles as well. That was something direct. After that, we looked at mole-to-mass calculations, where you are given number of moles and then you are being asked to calculate the mass. Kind of tricky, though very simple because we've done that. Now, lastly, we want to talk about mass-to-mass calculations, where you've been given a mass and then you have to find a mass again. So these calculations that we have been doing are very important because they are more like a build-up to the limiting reactant. Remember, on the limiting reactant there, when doing calculations, we are being asked to find the mass of the product formed, okay? And so it's very important that you get to understand how we go about everything here. So we are saying calculate the mass of calcium chloride produced when 40 grams of calcium carbonate reacts with hydrochloric acid. Step number 1, we balance the equation. So calcium, how many atoms? 1, calcium 1. Carbon 1, carbon 1. Oxygen 3, oxygen 1 plus 2, 3. Hydrogen 1, hydrogen 2. So we put a 2 there like that. Chlorine 2, chlorine 2. It's balanced. Now there are different methods that we can use to go about this question, okay? But I'll give you the easiest one. So mass-to-mass calculations. Now with the method that I'm going to give you, we don't really have to write the mole ratio. It's kind of unnecessary for now. So all we do is that we get what we are going to use. What compounds are we going to use? They want us to calculate the mass of calcium chloride when given 40 grams of calcium carbonate. So we've been given the mass of calcium carbonate, CaCO3, and then they want us to find the mass of calcium chloride. So calcium chloride like that. So the method that I'm going to teach you here is very simple. So step number 1, we are going to find their relative molecular masses. Let's start with calcium carbonate. So what could be the relative molecular mass of calcium carbonate? So CaCO3, we do this. Now oxygen, what is the relative atomic mass of oxygen? It is 16. 16 times 3, you get 48. Carbon, 12. 12 times 1, you get 12. Calcium, it is 40 times 1, you get 40. So when you add everything, you are getting 100. So the 100, we put it under there, under the calcium carbonate. How about calcium chloride? So calcium chloride, you say CaCl2. We drop this there, we drop it there as well like that. Chlorine, 35.5 on top there when you go to the periodic table. 35.5 multiplied by 2, you get 71. Calcium, there is 40 times 1, you get 40. Now when you add everything, you are getting, is it 111? Yeah, you get 111. So we get 111 there. So 111. Now we've been given the mass of calcium carbonate. So what is the mass of calcium carbonate given? It is 40. So under here, we're going to put 40 grams. And then they want us to find the mass of what? Calcium chloride. So we say X grams. That is the mass that they are looking for. Now from there, we are just going to cross multiply. 100 times X, we are getting 100X. 40 multiplied by 111. So 40 multiplied by 111, we get 4440. And then from there, we divide by 100. This side as well, we divide by 100. So the mass will be 44.4 grams like that. So 44.4 grams will be the mass. Now this is very simple. So for the last example there, I'll leave it to you guys to attempt. Let me just see your answers in the comments. Bye-bye.